Hey y'all, it's me again, Bonnie Violet. I just wanted to take a second and thank my Patreon members. Patreon members are folks who contribute on a monthly basis anywhere from $3 to $150 a month to support the work of a queer chaplain. Big shout out to Victoria Thompson, Jason Brandt, Brandon Stanton, Kim Silva, Brandy McCarg, Randy Sandnot, Bob Kaiser, Joey Heckmeister, Violet Rhiannon, Gabriel, Jonathan, Petrick, and Todd Atkins Whitley. Thank you so much for your continued contributions. And if you're interested in joining the Patreon, just check the link in the description. Go to patreon.com/Bonnie Violet. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Hi there, Bonnie Violet here. I am nervous and excited, I guess, to have an opportunity to share a bit of my story today. I am a UVC member by way of San Francisco now. I'm now living in San Francisco, but I used to go to Urban Village Church quite regularly when I lived in Chicago. Urban Village Church was a big part of my ability to actually be in church again. I had a lot of healing happened for me at Urban Village Church. Just to kind of like tell my story like briefly, basically I grew up in a small town in Idaho, rural America. I grew up going to church, loving Jesus, saving people with Jesus. My family were not church-going folk, as in they didn't go to church, but I did, and church for me was like it was a safe space for me to be in. It was a place where I felt most comfortable. It was a place where I felt like I could just let my walls down and just kind of be there. At school, I felt like I had to work really hard to get good grades. At home, I was just always in trouble for this, that, or the other, or there was just a lot of just difficult things to manage at home. So going to church was like a great escape. So of course, you know, when I graduated high school, I moved out of that little small town. I moved out to Phoenix, Arizona, and was still really active with church and God and Jesus and all that stuff. And then I got diagnosed with HIV. And at that time, I wasn't out as a gay man yet at that time. And so it caused me to not be able to go to church anymore, basically. You know, I felt like the churches that had always been my safe place. It had always been the place I went to. And I felt like it couldn't hold me. It couldn't hold the fact that I was a gay man, and it couldn't hold the fact that I was maybe HIV positive, but not the fact that I was gay. And nonetheless, I didn't have the ability to bring it to them. I left church at that point in my time, at that time of my life, and then decided to party and drink and do all that kind of stuff to kind of get my life. I was really grateful for my time with drugs and alcohol. It really allowed me to live a life and have a life that I couldn't have had on my own. It kind of softened the blow of life and allowed me to just kind of like have a little bit of freedom in some ways. Luckily for me, I was able to kind of like stop. I am in recovery now, but fortunately, you know, I was able to kind of get out of that lifestyle and out of active addiction, and can be here today. Nearly 13 years sober. Recovery is really what kind of opened up the idea again that I could have God in my life again or have church in my life again. I met queer people who were in recovery, other people who I didn't think were in alignment with church or church people or God. We're talking about God, and we're talking about this reliance on God and all this sort of like really rad stuff that I didn't think could exist basically. And so, though when I first got in recovery, my God was not the God that I grew up with. It wasn't Jesus. My higher power was love. It was grace. It was just not me. It was a lot of things, and it helped me get sober, and I came to rely on it in a way that helped me to be better at things in life than I had been before. But the God that I knew in church was something I really avoided. I ended up at Urban Village Church by chance. And, you know, I heard somebody tell my story from the stage, a lot like I am now, who was me, but had God and had Jesus in his life. And so I found myself just coming every week, and I came every week for months, and every Sunday I cried and I cried and I cried, but I just showed up. I just showed up as queer as I was, as queer as I could, and I sat in the place of church and Jesus and God and all that stuff. And through that I could see that it was just such a powerful experience for me. I got to meet other people that were in a similar spot as me, and there was just a lot of healing. I was able then to go training to be a lay chaplain, which kind of spawned me into doing what I do now, interviewing drag queens and trans folks about spirituality. Again, just kind of showing people that things and people that you think aren't spiritual actually probably are, and just kind of hopefully giving people an invitation to witness that, as well as for the people who are those people to experience and lace their narrative with a spiritual thread. I'm really excited that I'm going to be working with Urban Village Church with the Drag and Spirituality series that's coming over the next few weeks, and you'll hear more about that. I don't want to take too much time with that, but it's just, Urban Village has been like a really huge part of my ability to heal and my ability to go anywhere. I can go anywhere because I think because I healed in that church with those people. So yeah, I'm not sure what else I needed to say. I wanted to try to keep this short. It's already probably a little longer than I need to, but thanks so much, and I look forward to meeting new folks and reconnecting with those that I haven't seen in a while. I love you. Bye-bye. Hey y'all, Bonnie Violet here again. Just wanted to take a second to let you know about Splintered Grace Podcast. Splintered Grace Podcast just completed its 5th season entitled Still Seeking. Splintered Grace is a podcast that I co-host with my aunt, who is a conservative Christian and one of my biggest supporters in my trans identity and just life in general. While many family members are choosing to no longer speak, we have chosen to sit at the table and engage in difficult conversations to find peace and restoration. Over our 24-year relationship, we have had a lot of ups and downs, and we haven't always really liked each other. We definitely never understood each other, and still some of it we don't. But we love one another so much and so hard, and really work hard to show up for one another. And our hope is that by listening to this podcast, others may be able to begin to have peace and restoration in some of their other relationships with family members and or other loved ones. Check it out, Splintered Grace Podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts or on YouTube. Take care. Love ya. Bye.